Hey, I heard you guys were looking for me. Here I go. Man, it's been a crazy day today. Um, we've had rain all day here in Atlanta from 8 o'clock this morning, and it's still raining. So when you mix the rain in with it being Friday, it's going to make for a long day. And I know we were supposed to start this thing at 7, but like I said, I'm just now getting in. And but we still like to keep it going, to check out the streets and see what the new NEMT owners are doing out here. And I'm excited to be able to speak with some lovely young ladies today from Virginia, Miss Jasmine and Kimberly of J&K Divine Connections. They're in Virginia right now. They attended one of our seminars and webinars in August of this year, and they're off to a tremendously fast start. So we're going to speak with them and get them in and find out what's going on with them out there in Virginia.
Hi, Mr. Eric.
Hey, how you doing today?
Great. Just finished running.
Just finished running, me and you both, man. It was a long day today. That's a
Oh, yeah,
good
it's been a
thing.
long day for me in Virginia, too.
That's good. That's good. Is Kimberly coming?
No, she won't be on tonight.
She won't be on that. Okay, that's good. That's good. So that's good. So you ran it by yourself today out there, huh?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Great. I know you got some good news to tell me.
Yeah, I do. I'm now on my potential third service contract.
Okay.
Just had that's what took me so long tonight. Had a meeting with some administrators at a nursing home facility and a daycare, adult daycare support. They're looking for my services, and they see me online on my website. And the lady was telling me she was in a meeting with one of her other directors. They have like a official meeting with the doctors and social workers, and my information had came up across and stuff like that. So things is going good. Honestly, I'm super excited. I couldn't be here if it wasn't for you, Mr. Eric. I swear I
Oh,
wouldn't.
I knew you was going. I knew you was going to come around with it because
Yeah.
when I first met you, you basically did the things that you said. You made contact with us, and you did the one-on-one session, and you was like, "I'm going to order this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that." And I'm like, "Man, she coming pretty strong, pretty fast." Every time I looked up, it was another order coming in. I'm like, "Man, she
Yeah.
is really serious about this thing." But tell the people what got you inspired today. I know you told me your story about your father and everything, but tell them what got you inspired to do this business.
What inspired me was my father. He was 100% disabled for about 9 years, from 2012 to 2021. Rest in peace his soul. He passed away last year, but I was his caretaker as well. So I had to make sure I got him back and forth to his doctor's appointments. I had to make sure that medical transport showed up for his leave from his therapy when he would stay in the hospital for a long time. He would do rehab, so they'll have to come pick him up. Or he was a veteran as well. They'll have to come pick him up, drop him off, and I was the middleman person always setting it up. But what really inspired me, my dad, before he passed, he didn't want me to work ever again. So he was trying to invest a lot of money, and two people ran off on him and didn't give him the money. So I had told him, I was like, God, please give me something to tell my dad so he can stop spending money. And he was like, well, what am I going to do? I want to leave you something great, da, da, da. I was like, listen, if you stop investing your money, because he had dementia, I will turn your home into a group home and turn your van into a medical transport. And he was like, that's it. Long story short, he ended up passing last year, the day after my birthday, after my 30th birthday. And a couple months after I buried him, like around February, God put it back on my spirit. Don't forget the medical transport. And I had the van. I ended up having to sell his house because I have other sisters and stuff, but they didn't want the van. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do it. At the time, I was a full-time counselor, youth development counselor, counseling children. And I couldn't see myself. I was a director and a coordinator, so I couldn't see myself building it and doing the medical transport while I was also counseling the children. That's something that I love to do and went to school for. So I had prayed to God about it, to lead my footsteps on it, and God had put on my spirit for me to step down from my position in my job and walk away from counseling children that I've been doing for the past 4 years. Have no expertise in transportation besides doing the stuff with my dad. I only know because I was doing the stuff my dad put him in, out the van, driving him around to appointments, but I didn't know the industry or the field or how lucrative it was. And I didn't know it was a part of the service field. And that's what I went to school for, which was human services and counseling, minor in psychology. So I knew my passion and my purpose here was service. So I pondered about it. I tried to link up with so many people that God had put upon my path that had already been in medical transport through me meeting them at my jobs and stuff like that. But it seems like God didn't want to use those people. So I was asleep one night and I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up. I always follow my spirit. I got on YouTube and I seen Mr. Eric on the Truck and Hustle
Okay.
podcast. And God put on my spirit immediately, that's him. I didn't even watch the whole video. I had watched like 15 minutes of it, and he was already sold. So I went to his website. I did a little research on him first, although God had given him the green light. But I had seen his story and stuff like that. So I took a leap of faith. I put in my 2 weeks notice at my job, August 4th, and I got with Mr. Eric in August, and since then I have been I started the process, got my LLC, got my EIN number, got my NPI number, got my DUNS number, got all the logistics as far as paperwork done.
Right.
In Virginia, all you really need is your authorizing operative motive certificate from DMV. They take you through a clearance of background check for your regular background check, your driving, drug screening. Once you get that in Virginia, you're pretty much good to go. You can either do private pay or you can sign up to be with the broker. Mr. Eric, he really inspired me and gave me the faith, increased my faith to try to be independent. So on my mind, my business partner mind, we wanted to try to stay independent and seek out and be on this venture. So he gave us the steps, the tool. His ebook is great. You should get it, download it free. All his materials are very, very life-changing, but also it's easy to learn. So we went through his stuff on top of the stuff that we did on our own research. And he put together our business plan first. We got our business plan before we even thought so deeply into it. But when he did our business plan, it made us think big, like, wow, this is the vision we came to him with. But he made us expand it and think about how big we could be in the community. So we went through all the logistics, got the paperwork and stuff together. We got a certificate September 29th of 2021. And we started immediately, started marketing. We made our social media pages. We made our website. We got our phone number together to go, our marketing information. And immediately, my business partner, she's more of the shy, on the phone person. She like to do the cold callings, and I'm the person with the personality in the face. I can talk to you. So we just use our strong suits, and that's how we started to recruit all around our area. We didn't want to just stay based in Chesapeake because that's where we're found out of. So we went to all the 7 cities, found all the dialysis centers, adult support centers, nursing home facilities, physical therapy, doctor's offices, always some, because some of them don't allow you to listen in, but I was able to get in somehow and pass some information through people on their lunch break and stuff like that. But from just doing that, the cold calling and asking, can I bring my information in, asking if they were in need of any affordable, dependable, reliable services in the community, that's what really got me in the doors, plus my personality and me just on the G&K. But I was able to obtain my first service contract with a nursing facility out a neighborhood that I grew up of Norview within the first week of me promoting and cold calling.
Man, that's great. That's good.
The very first week, I had already had called like 10 facilities. Some of them said yeah, some of them said no, but Mr. Eric had already prepared me for those no's and prepared for those yeses. So I was always saying they would tell me a no. Well, you probably will need me in the near future, so here's my information, and I'll stay in contact with you or whatever. Right. So that's what I have been doing. I'm really on my week 3 of marketing and going to the facilities and stuff like that. So it's really been it's miraculous, honestly, how fast it's happening. Wow. And stuff like that. So yeah.
And that's exciting. That's a really good to hear. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. A lot of people try to figure everything out and just try to get everything figured out rather than just getting started. You can figure it out along the way. You know, everything that you need is always going to be down the road, and God will give you what you need along the way. But if you just sit up there and try to figure everything out, you'll never start. And you really took a leap of faith and jumped out and then left your job. You know, I waited until I was able to replace my income on my job
Yeah.
before I built up enough nerve to leave, But you just jumped on out there because you knew God had spoken with you and your dad had planted that seed. And when he told you that was it, you just have come forward and you followed the steps to success. You went out and you did the marketing. Did you use any cold call scripts with
Oh
that?
yes. That's what the first thing I did to get in the door, because I remember you saying so much cold calling, and I did another call, Miss Eric, before I had really started to promote within the past 2 weeks to get uh the anxiety and stuff out my system before I started cold calling. But yes, I did the cold calling first before I went into the facilities, and it seemed like, well, in my area that works better versus people just coming in.
Right.
Just from them just saying it to me, they appreciate the phone call. They appreciate you, taking the time out of their day because they have meetings and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So I would ask, is there a certain time I could come, or is it okay if I could just come in? And they always would give me a certain time, and they'll end up sitting down, talking to me, seeing what my business is about and what I have to offer them in the community. But yeah, the cold calling went smooth. It's just something like, for me, this is a learning season for me because it's a whole new field for me. And it's really bringing me out. Like, my low suits is I'm nervous with talking on the phone because of my language and I have a list. So with me doing this venture, I've been having to break down my walls and practice my cold call, doing whatever I have to do to
Right.
prepare myself for the moment. So that's what I've been doing, practicing my cold calls, calling, and getting in these facilities. And nobody really tells me no, I can't come. So
Right.
long as
And,
they
and,
tell
and
me I
that's
can
the thing.
come.
When you're doing the cold calling script, if you just rehearse it, just like you're going for something, it's going to become second nature to you after a while. You're going to already know what it is that's on that cold call script, and you talk to people. And from people who don't know what a cold call script is, we utilize a cold call script that has 3 yes questions. That means you're asking that prospective business 3 questions that the answer is definitely yes to. Like, for instance, um, is reliable transportation important to you? Well, who's not going to say yes? Is affordable transportation important to you? Those are yes questions. So you ask 3 yes questions, and you're closing with the 4th yes question, which is said with the intent of getting you inside the building where you can present them with your promotional packages, and you basically are just planting a seed there. You're not necessarily going in looking for the contract. Sometimes they are ready for you at that particular time, but sometimes they have a contract with a already existing transportation company that they're expecting it to expire like next year, the first quarter of next year, and they want to change companies. So sometimes it's just you just showing up at the right time and letting them know that, hey, you will be available for them. I always like to say, just give us a call and we'll be there for you. That's my
Yeah, that's
main
what I
word.
say.
I'm
I'm
telling you,
here for you.
we'll
I
be there
always
for
tell.
you.
I definitely say that. I also leave voicemails as well, because some of the social workers, they be a lot of busy or out on business trips and stuff like that. So I've one of the contracts I secured came from me leaving a voicemail. She was like,
Really?
nobody has ever left me a voicemail. I was like, my
Wow.
dad taught me to leave voicemails because people, when they do get a downtime, they will check their voicemails. And she was like, nobody has ever left me a voicemail, and that's what made her want to meet me. Like, she was like, why did
Right.
you do that? So in the conversation, I introduced myself. She was like, wow, I actually do need your services, and I would like to work with you. Do you have a service agreement and stuff like that? So it really is I love it.
Right.
I've already had my first car troubles. My ramp wasn't working twice in the midst of me having to go pick up one of my
Okay.
patients and drop them off, but I got through it.
Yes,
So
it's just something that's going to happen eventually. Like I tell people, whatever things that are involved with your business, you're going to experience them at some point in time, whether it be problems with your driver, problems with your van, or problems with this, whatever it is goes along in this industry, you're going to experience it at some point in time. So you just had it early with your van experience.
yeah, and
Um,
what I've learned most is building relationships and partnerships are very lucrative in this business.
very, very much so.
Um, so that's what I've been doing. I've already had that skill from my other job, having to have built partnerships and stuff with the kids and stuff. But to do
Right.
this with transportation for myself, I see how important it is, and that's all I'm doing is building relationships, you know, let them know I'm here for them in the community, and it's working. So I see,
Right.
I pass out for my marketing. I just do a little flyer, a little business card, and a little pen.
Mhm.
They love the pens. Oh my God. And on my pens, I have the same information summarized. So they don't even have to, some of them don't even go back to the flyer because it's right there on the pen, affordable, dependable, reliable, my phone number and stuff like that. So that has definitely been working. Everything that Mr. Eric has put in his ebook, any one-on-one calls that I have had with him, everything checked off 100% and more. I'm just telling you guys, if you are really interested and have a passion for this field or wants to get into this field, Mr. Eric is definitely the guy. He's a trusted mentor. I'm super grateful for God put him in my life because he gave me the game. And
Yeah.
it's working.
And I'm so proud of you, you know, going out and doing it on your own and not going out immediately, you know, trying to go and knock on the broker's door, which a lot of people do. I'm not knocking it, but I just tell people, and you can do it on your own. It just might take you a little longer. Sometimes it pops off for you real quick, you know, but if you go out there, you can go out and talk to yourself and market your business. It's your business.
Yeah. And you'd be
So,
surprised. A lot of these facilities are seeking new transportation providers, are wanting new
right.
transportation providers. So it's like, wow, all you have to do is just do your part, go in the door
Do your
and
part and go in the
shine
door
your light and
and
wish for
just,
the best.
right.
And that
Exactly.
definitely has been working, I must say. It's so crazy because we did sign up with the broker. And we hadn't heard back from them, and we ended up getting 2 service contracts in the midst of the time of us signing up with the broker. So it was just like we haven't even heard nothing from the broker. We like,
Right.
you know, we want to deal with the broker anymore. But just to say, with a leap of faith of being independent versus working with the broker, it just having faith in God. And I thank God for Mr. Eric. You're calling me God in your business first. Pray about it. Anything that you
Right.
might worry about it, give it to God about it. That's what we have actually been doing,
Mhm.
and it's been working. And just taking a bet up on myself. And I know that I want to be a key component in my community anyway as a service provider and helping the elderly, whoever it is in the transportation business that need it. So yeah, really great. I really thank you,
Now,
Mr.
so
Eric.
do you have a minivan or you got the full size van?
I have a 2021 Chrysler Voyager minivan.
Okay. You got a side entry or rear?
I have a side entry.
Side entry.
Mm-hmm.
Have you experienced any issues when loading, when you get to load a wheelchair where say someone has they has a knee injury and their leg is like
Yeah, actually, my one of my clients I take back and forth to dialysis 3 days a week. He's paralyzed on the left side of his body. But luckily my dad he was paralyzed, but I used to have these sliding boards. I would keep him to sitting up and I kept him. So that's what I used for him as well. But yes, I have that. He can't mobilize, so I be having to put my little sliding board so he can sit up straight and stuff like that. And he said thank you because they don't even offer that. Before me, he was saying they would put him on a transit and he'd just be laying to the side until he's bumping around until he get to his desired destination. So yeah, I definitely have experienced that early now.
okay, that's good. That's good. Man. But so what are some challenges that you've had?
Some challenges. Uh, my van, the ramp was scary for me. Um, getting honestly, nothing doing anything logistic with this, like the paperwork and getting everything started. None of that was challenging. It was just more of me believing in myself that I can actually do this. That
Mhm.
was the challenge because um entrepreneurship is new to me. So I'm used to working for somebody, going to ask somebody for something, and so me actually being the head of this business and having to be focused and just push myself to go into these facilities and build these relationships. That's been the most challenging for me because of my
Right.
own little fears and nervousness and stuff like that. But actually getting the paperwork together, submitting it to DMV, all that process, LLC, all that's easy.
There's
None of that was.
some steps to take.
Yeah. But those, the paperwork part, but it's the actually once you got to get out there and promote, that's where my challenges came, and stuff like that. When somebody said I couldn't solicit, like one lady was like, "You're trespassing." I was like, "Oh, I'm just trying to build a
That's
relationship
why
with
it's
you."
important to call. I never just go pop up at someone's business.
Yeah,
I always call first, and even with that, I'm still nervous. I get nervous every year. I start the process. I go through the process, and then I just calm myself down, make the calls, put the information out there, and then like I said, I always pray about it. My thing when I go out each morning, I ask God to send someone across my path to help me enlarge my business and
And
expand
maximize
my
my
territory.
territory. I say that
And that's
thanks
it.
to you. That's my everyday affirmation.
Every day. He doesn't send it. He doesn't send it every day, but when he sends it, it just comes out of nowhere, and I know it's him every time, and it's been right on time every time.
Yes, but honestly, for me, the building it was not the challenge. It's really more once you got to get out there and build those partnerships and connections. That's the part for me when the challenge comes in. But outside of that, you do the cold call and you know your business and you sell yourself. It's a good to go that I'm seeing so far. I'm in week 3. I go on vacation this week, so I can't pick back up until I come back in 7 days. But we're already ready to get back on those phone calls, do those cold callings, get back in these facilities, sell myself, let them know I'm here for them in the community. So I have something to look forward to every day. I work on my business every day, whether it's a little piece or a big piece. That's something Mr. Eric told me that was vital in the process is do a little bit of something every day. And
Right.
he would give me an email reminder or Instagram reminder. You hope you're
Right.
doing something for your business today. That definitely counts. But yeah.
Okay. So now, does Kimberly, she helps you drive also?
Not so well. We have a schoolgirl that we take back and forth to, so she does her because she's still in her job and she's just stepped down. I do majority of the driving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did you feel when you finally realized that you're actually out here doing it? How did that make you feel?
I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I am a non-medical emergency transport provider. I couldn't believe it. Every day I'm in shock. I'm like, wow, I'm working for myself. Wow, I'm out here doing this. Wow, it's every day. It's like mind blowing. Every
Right.
day. It's
It's just a crazy feeling, right?
it's so crazy. I have it right now. It's like wow.
Yeah. So cause when you're on a job, you're so conditioned, you can just show up at that job, and whether you did the work or not, your paycheck was there on Friday.
Yeah.
And it's a difference in somebody handing you a paycheck and then you getting out here and have to actually generate it, because you
Yeah.
never know, when you're going to get your next paycheck, or when how many calls you're going to get per week or whatever. You never know that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a different transition and
Yeah.
a
A big one.
fear overcoming that work in that job and getting out here. But it's a great experience when you're free and you're able to do it for yourself and get going for your family and everything.
Yes, and me being away from my job, no knocking somebody who's still working 9 to 5 trying to build
Right.
that big, but I have so much I can think, you know. First of all, my kids was my priority. Even though I was trying to build the business, I still was there with counseling the children and being there for them. But once I stepped fully away, it was like all the ideas that God was giving me to take my business towards, and I could hear God more when it comes to building this business and leading my footsteps with making it expand. So, yes, it is such a rewarding feeling, I must say. Not gonna say you're not gonna stress out or or have any anxiety or nervousness because you will, but you just push yourself. I say, a little girl, you got this, and I just keep on going. And I always think of what Mr. Eric tells me because the stuff he tells me sticks to me, and it always comes to me if I'm having a moment or whatever. So, yeah, I just keep going.
And did you sign a contract with the facilities, or did you use a service agreement?
I used to, they wanted to accept my service agreement because they didn't have contracts.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
accepted your service agreement.
Yeah, they accepted both of my service agreements.
Okay, were you able to use the ones that we gave you, or did you have to
I
work?
actually used the one that you gave me.
Okay,
Yep, I just customized, put my information up there and used the one you gave me. And they was like, we love it. It's short and sweet and simple. And
it's straight to the point, right?
yep, they loved it. Yep. They were like, you
Yeah.
don't have a whole lot of pages. I was like, no, it's all there.
Yeah, I just used that one page, and I think the whole time I've been doing this, only one company has accepted the service agreement. Then they turned around and sent me one of their long contracts, about 20 pages or something like that.
The
But other than
second,
that, I've basically been using that same service agreement.
yeah, the second facility I had, they was like, they had a contract, but when they saw my service agreement, they were like, we like your service agreement, so we just gonna do with your service agreement. But I was like, okay, they signed it, got my copy, got their copy, and I got straight to work.
Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's really
Yeah.
good. Well, let's see. Well, let me see. Let me take about 3 questions. Let me see if anybody got a question for Jasmine that they're interested in finding out with her being a new owner. Anybody got a question for her?
I'm open to all questions.
Let's see what somebody said there.
I
No.
think somebody said, have you taken rides yet? Yes, I have.
Oh, okay. It didn't pop up on mine like that. Have you taken rides yet?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, meaning your private pay. You doing some private pay people also, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have 2 private pay people.
Okay. What do you let's see. What do you are you using any kind of tracking devices for your van or anything like that?
No, I'm looking into that right now. Because things is picking up for me, but no, not right now. I'm still using my phone, and I use Route Genie
Oh,
on my phone. But that's the only device thing I'm using right now, the track. But also QuickBooks tracks and stuff like that too. So I'm getting into QuickBooks, but they track your miles and do all that for you too. So I'm looking into that as well.
okay. So now all 3 of your service agreements right now with facilities, right?
Yep.
Okay. What other businesses are you going to be targeting?
Um, I'm planning to hit the hospitals, and I'm trying to think of all the lists. I've done physical therapy, doctor's office. I've done the children's office. I did the adult daycares. I did the senior livings. I did the senior living homes, the nursing homes. Yeah, the hospitals are the only ones that I haven't contacted out of the group of lists that I have researched in my area. That I haven't reached the hospitals yet. And I'm planning to reach out to social services as well. Um, the position I had to work with a lot of social workers with placing the kids to me and stuff like that. So I passed them my information, and they're planning to help me with some of the clients that they have that can afford private pay, and so that I can transport them through social services. So yeah, I'm also thinking about the school. Hitting up the school board because they need in my area. They need a lot. We don't have a lot of bus drivers anymore, so they're taking on transportation companies to transport the children back and forth to school, disabled children and stuff like that. So I'm planning to get my feet into that once I come back on
Right.
vacation. So those are the 3 main places that I haven't reached yet, but I've hit all the other ones you've talked about in your ebook and this one-on-ones and stuff like that.
Okay. Do y'all have any county resources for seniors that have you tried any of the county?
I did try. We have senior services here in Virginia,
Mhm.
and they're more like nonprofit. So like they like he wants you to volunteer your time and stuff like that. They're not like looking to like have service agreements or contract because they're like funded by the state and stuff like that. But I gave them my information anyway. Let them know that I'm here with them in the community, service community. If it's ever a time that they need me or they have one of their patients waiting around, I'm here for them. So but yeah, we do have senior services in our area.
Now, how about your insurance? Was your insurance expensive being the
Oh,
first time?
challenge. Insurance was a challenge.
Insurance
Insurance
was a
was a
challenge.
challenge. Insurance was a challenge. Yes. Insurance was a challenge.
Did they
Um,
try to hit you with we're gonna charge you all this astronomical price because you're a new owner?
Honestly, I called so many insurance brokers around. They're always really good at working, trying to get me a good quote, but I was able to get a quote for the general and the auto for $1,100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, $1,100.
Not bad.
But I heard the ones that came back before they were saying like 15, 16, 17, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. But I had shopped around. So
That's a good starting point. 1,000 per unit
yeah.
is
So
kind of.
that was the cheapest that I did hear around with calling it in my area.
Okay, I've been hearing some people say 2,000. I'm like, no, man, you getting taken.
I
Man.
remember you told us to say if you sold us anything out of 2,000, a little wacky. You said
Yeah.
15 to 2,000. So when we was calling, we already knew a number to hear based on what you had gave us in our one-on-one call. So thank God it was nothing like that. We was able to get an affordable quote that we both could afford and do it together.
Now, are you working on weekends?
Yes, I work on Saturday. I don't work on Sundays, but I definitely work on Saturdays. A lot of my private pay really be needing me on Saturdays. I do holidays too. I did Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
I got my first holiday pay. It was
Right.
pretty cool, and servicing a family on Thanksgiving. That felt great. So yeah.
Yeah. We do something called Home for the Holidays. That's when you can really market at some of those facilities that you're working in. Just
Hmm.
see who want to go home for the holidays, and you
Oh,
can really do really well on on the holidays with that.
Yeah, so it's going. It really is going. I must say. It's Mr. Eric, and it's another transportation company that I really watch. I found in this group. They're called MJ Transport. I watched them on
Right,
YouTube.
right, right. Those young ladies, they're doing a marvelous job out there too, out there.
Yes, yes, you guys are getting me straight.
Yeah,
Y'all keep me straight.
yeah, that is good. That is good. So I'm looking forward to hearing more great things from you, as far as increasing your business and just breaking barriers and things like that.
Yes,
But
I can't wait to tell you 3-month update where we at.
right. Well, that's good. Next time, make sure Kimberly comes out.
I definitely wish she was supposed to be on, but she has a son who has basketball, so she's doing that. But she'll
Oh,
definitely
okay.
be on. That's my business partner, J and K, Divine Connections Transfer. I'm the Jasmine, she's the K, the Kim.
Right, right. Kimberly has a divine connection.
Yeah,
That is good. That is good. Well, we thank you for your support. You
no
know, thank
problem.
you for checking in with us, coming out and sharing with individuals out here who are still straddling the fence, or perhaps a little edgy about taking chance and getting started in this business. Like I said, you jumped straight off the cliff.
Yeah,
You didn't look back. And not knowing about anything, God provides for you,
yes.
and
I
as He
want to
always
say
does.
to anybody who's pondering or still playing the fence, just do it. Say a prayer to God, and God will lead you every step of the way. You'll be surprised of the people that will show up, the connections you will meet, and
Right,
out doing it, God will lead you the way. So just do it. Don't take a big leap of faith like I did it because God led me that way.
right. But
But
you just never know, and
yeah,
I've just had to learn it over the years. Is that when you go down that road, it's going to be people that's going to come across your path, and they're going to help you out, and you just never know where it's going to come from.
yeah. I have not even known like the social workers passing my information. I had no clue, all I did was go in, do my cold calls and talk. So it's like people speaking on my behalf of my business
Right.
who don't even, really know me yet, that's showing me they have faith in my business and what I'm doing out here to service the community. It feels great. It means a lot. So
Yeah.
I
You
love
go in there and you keep applying, you keep providing affordable, reliable, quality transportation, and that word of mouth is going to spread on you pretty quickly. It doesn't take long, because I've gotten a couple of contracts just off of somebody telling someone else about me, and
mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing in this, is just building those relationships. When you go inside of those facilities, you make sure you speak to everybody, because you
Yep.
want them to see your brand. You
Mm-hmm.
always in marketing mode, always talking to people, asking them how their family members doing. Like I say, I bring donuts on Fridays from time to time to the different facilities once I get in there, because I want them to always think about me when they get ready to call for someone to go to the doctor. And so that way, it's going to be more than one transportation provider that's in that facility, but you want to try to work your way to being the one they call every time they need somebody to go somewhere. Then if you can't do it, then they'll in return call someone else.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm gonna get there, Mr. Eric. Mark my word.
All right, then. Well, it was good to hear from you. Keep me updated,
I
and
sure
thanks a
will.
lot
Thank
for
you for having
joining us
me.
out here on In the Streets.
Always. If you need me again, I'm here for you, Mr. Eric.
All
Thank
right,
you so
then.
much.
This is Derek. I guess I'll see you soon.
All right.
All right.